What we gonna do right now is go back, way back.
Give me your friend.
Baby.
What's up? I thought you was gonna start hanging out with the big girls again. What is all this trash? I'm serious. Where you are, not ever. Oh, not the Britney Spears. Hey, how you doing? Oh, but ain't the little leprechaun. Girl, your beat is so up. You look a mess. All about the big girls. What about the big girls?
Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, you done suck all the fat off your ass.
One time for the big girls. Big girl, go big girl, go big girl, go. Go big girl, go big girl, go. Go big girl, go big girl. Hey, yo, what up? This your boy Uncle Luke. Welcome to another edition of the Uncle Luke Show podcast, where we stick to the business. We stick to the business, baby. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, Coach Fred? I see you, Glow. I see you, Bobby. That's right. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's get it on. Let's get this thing on and popping and cracking. Yo, I'd like to welcome you all, whether you are on my YouTube page, or you're on X, or you're on my Facebook fan page, are you representing from whatever one of these platforms that you're on. I love to see you guys. I love to see you guys on here because you are what makes the show. You are what makes the show. Let me tell you like this here. It's a beautiful thing when you can come on here and talk some good shit, and you don't have nobody telling you what to do, and you don't have nobody telling you, hey, look, you got to do it like this. You can't say that. You can't say this, but you can get on here and speak your mind. That's why I've always been a person. I've always been a person who has never been controlled. You can't control me. I've always been independent. I am the definition of independence. What you see right here, that's independent. That's Luke Records independent. I've stayed independent, always been independent. That's just me. You know, I can't be controlled. I'm like a wild animal. You know, because I got to be, I think for myself. I'm creative of myself. Things I be thinking about, people don't think about and they don't get it. It's like, you got to ask somebody to do something. You know, yeah, back in the days, I used to work for people and I worked at a hospital. I was a chef. Y'all do know that. I was a cook. So everything, I was a cook, chef, all of it, line cook, pot washer, inventory guy, you name it, mop floors. I did it all. I worked my way up. And that's why I equate everything in my life from the standpoint of a cook. You know, played football, played baseball. I mean, high school, did that. Got into the music business, became a DJ. I was a DJ. Then I went off to the music business. I became a promoter as a DJ. Steps. It's all about steps. DJ, promoter, then in the music business. DJ, A&R, no music, what's a hit, what's not a hit. Then go from DJ to being a promoter, bringing artists down like Run DMC, Tila Rock, Jam Master Jay, Divine Sound. Some of the people I lost. I lost y'all on some of those people. Bringing those artists down to Miami, second person to bring hip hop artists to Miami, because my good friend Tiny Head brought Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde down here. God bless soul, Andre, my guy. And so again, steps. It's all steps. Opportunity presents itself, you make steps. That's what I was telling my kids, my high school football kids. It's like the opportunity presents itself. You take advantage of the opportunity. When the window opened, an old guy who used to work for me, he used to do my distribution. His name was Joe Kolsky. He worked for me. And he said, look, the window of opportunity, when the window opens, you take advantage of it. You go through that window hot and heavy because it's going to close. The window of opportunity will close. What's up, Walter Campbell? It will close. And when it does close, then you're going to be sitting there saying, shit, when the window was open, I wanted all that cool breeze to come in. I wanted to make all this money, but then it's closed now. And what am I going to do? Now that it's closed, but you can't worry about that. So take advantage of the opportunity. Remember to make steps, career steps in life. Whether it's relationships, steps. Don't just fall in love right then. Work your way up into it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. So for me, you know, people would think, oh, yeah, you're doing this. You go to these concerts, you got thousands of people and they love you and all this. It was steps. It was steps. So I learned how to perform. I learned how to work a crowd because I was a DJ before I became an artist. I learned how a promoter operates. So as an artist, knowing what you need to do, so promoter don't have to tell me to promote the show that he's booked me for. I'm going to automatically promote it because I know the importance of getting the people in the building, because that makes him look good and make me look good also. Some artists be like, I ain't gonna promote nothing. I ain't putting up on my social media page. No, I appreciate when a promoter booked me. And that's why most of the times I sell out. Most of my shows sell out because I let my fans know, because it's important to let you guys know if I'm performing in a city, because y'all want to go. Or some of y'all might have some relatives in that city, and some of y'all might be living in another city, and y'all want to fly over there to that city and hang out with your relatives over the weekend and then go to an Uncle Luke show. That's just how it is. When you look at NFL football, they'll go play a game in a city. What ends up happening? Half the stadium be full up with the fans from another city. That's just how it works, especially down here in Miami. You go Dallas Cowboys playing the Dolphins, half the stadium is full up with Cowboy fans. That's how it works. Dolphins go play the Chargers in LA, goddamn stadium full up, and that's how it works. So that's why it's very important to take steps, because steps along the way. You know, I always tell young people, I'm gonna drop some more knowledge on y'all before I get the show started, because I like to drop old school knowledge, wisdom. You know, I like to drop gems. It's like this, right? I tell people all the time, when you're young, you don't know where you're going to end up at. I just knew I was going to be a promoter. I knew I was going to be a DJ. When I was in high school, I knew I was going to play in the NFL until this coach came from the NFL and was like, yo, you know, it's only 1,200 players in the NFL. It's only 32 teams. And I was like, huh? And this man just like shattered all of our dreams. We just knew we were going. And then, you know, and when it's only about 100 and some people get a job every year, and there's tens of thousands of kids coming out of colleges from all across the country. And I'm like, I got to start doing something different. I played football all my life since I was 4 years old. I played fucking 4 years old. And here you are telling me this while I'm going to my senior year because you just came from the league and you blew your knee out. And that just crushed my whole dreams. I was a good ball player. Colleges, all this. Looking, I'm like, fuck this. I got to go work. My brothers and all in college, they're doing great and everything. I'm like, oh, no. Be one out of, it's like, damn, they could catch the lottery. Shouts out to the Powerball. They say that thing is almost at $1 billion. It's always like this around the holidays. I didn't go play. I should have played it just on GP. Donate some money to somebody, but that's a whole nother movie. But at the end of the day, people, you never know where you're going to be at in life. So take advantage of every opportunity that you have. You can learn along the way. I did not know. I just knew I was going to be something different than what it was. Hey, look, DJ. Oh, great DJ. Promoter. I want to be like Al Heyman. Promoter. Go from promoter. Oh, I want to be like Quincy Jones. Do music and run the company. I can be like Quincy Jones, performer. Hey, look, if I'm going to perform, I want to be just like the OJs, just like Frankie Beverly, put on a show and be able to perform year after year. But the most important thing is give the people their money's worth. Don't get up there on the stage and make you feel like it's about you. Fans can't leave. No, it's about entertaining them. And so that's why God gave me the gift to be able to continuously perform, go around the country, sell out buildings. People go in there, they get entertained, and they're happy about the show. So, speaking of show, enough of all that for the last 13 minutes of me talking about all that. Let me just give y'all the show. The rundown tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Stephen A. Smith, him and his drama with my girl, Jemele Hill, all my good friends, Jemele Hill, Kerry Champion. You know, I that's a whole nother movie there. We're going to talk about the college football. We got to talk about college football. It is hardcore. It is depressing. It really is. It's really depressing. It's getting to the point where people just don't know. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Donald Trump calling the girl Piggy. We're going to talk about Lane Kiffin. Where will Lane go? Where will Lane go? Where will Lane Kiffin is my good friend, just so you all know, so you can't come on here talking shit about him, because I will snap. Nobody talks about my friends, just so you know. I am loyal to all of my friends, so nobody gets to talk about them. Well, on here, you can speak your piece if that's what you choose to do, but leave my friend Lane alone. Lane is a very good guy, a great guy. That's my dude. I fuck with Lane. So speaking of Lane Kiffin, we'll start right there. Where's Lane going? If you're in the chat, you know where Lane Kiffin is going at. Hey, Courtney. Hi, Courtney. Hi, Courtney. If you think you know where Lane Kiffin is going at, let me know right now. We're gonna start off with the Lane Kiffin saga as to where is Lane going. Is it LSU? Is it Florida? Come on. I need the chat. I need y'all in the chat. I need y'all in the chat. Tell me, where is Lane going? Is it the Miami Dolphins? Hey, Lane Kiffin did coach Dart. New York Giants is looking for a coach. Would Lane be going to Broadway? That's a thought. Lane Kiffin, he did coach Tua. He coached Tua. He did coach Tua. The Dolphins may be looking for a head coach. That's kind of interesting, huh? See, a lot of these things y'all ain't think about. A lot of this stuff you guys did not think about. Y'all ain't think about this man coaching Jay. See, they said the same thing as to why everybody was scared to have a Deion son on their team. There's a goal, you get Deion son on the team, what's going to happen is this: Deion son is going to he's going to take your job. Oh, you like Florida? Courtney, you think he's going to Florida? Courtney thinks he's going to Florida. Walter thinks he's going to LSU. See, the thing is, he can stay where he's at and get 80 million. He can go to Florida, get 80 million. He can go to LSU and get 80 million. But see, this is what people are missing. This is how college football is. And everybody's getting all in their feelings. Well, why would he want to leave? Why is Lane doing this? And da-da-da. Lane is not doing anything. Lane is not doing anything. It's the market. It's the market. The market presents itself. Would Lane be entertaining a conversation if he was winning at Alabama? No. Would Lane be entertaining a conversation if he was at Georgia? No. Would Lane be entertaining the conversation if he was doing what he's doing right now, winning at LSU? No. Would he be entertaining the conversation if he was winning at Florida? No. Notre Dame? I can keep going. There's what you call the upper echelon of college football programs, and then there's the other ones, and then there's the lower level. Then it goes down. It's levels to this shit. It's levels. So, Ole Miss, I'm sorry to break the news to you. You're not in the upper echelon. That is why they can take your coach. You are in Oxford, Mississippi, basketball country. You don't have, it's like this. It's big bank, take little bank. It's like, you can't go to Carbone's when you really need to be going to eat over at Denny's. I'm just saying, if you at Carbone's, you ain't trying to go to Denny's. It's like, I'm already at the big time restaurant. If I'm already at Prime 112, if I'm already at Joe's Stone Crab, you finna take me to Joe's Crab Shack? Huh? I'm already at the top of the line right now. And that's what people don't understand. They don't understand. They all in their feelings. Oh, they want to get them at ultimatums and everything like that. You are Ole Miss in Oxford, Mississippi. You are not in the upper echelon of colleges. So that is why they feel like they could come take your coach. And that is why your coach have to entertain it, because you're not winning a national championship no time soon in Oxford. I'm sorry. You think if Lane was winning like he's winning right now, coaching at Texas, that LSU would be calling for their coach? Fuck no. They ain't gonna try Texas. You try people like that. You see, you hear the rappers all the time talking about, oh, I'm going to take your bitch and you got the money, I got more money than him and all that there. That's what it is. I'm sorry. So everybody get on here, they just be talking, why Lane doing this, why Lane doing this, why Lane create a market for himself. He's at a lower level Power 5 school, and he's doing a tremendous job. Lane took it upon himself, who is a good friend of mine. Let me just say this right now. He took it upon himself to bet on Lane when he told Nick Saban, fuck you at Alabama. And Nick Saban said, fuck you. Lane bet on Lane. Lane took his ass over there to Lane took his ass over to FAU. Now here's a man that been to Tennessee, USC, was the offensive coordinator at Alabama. He was the Oakland Raiders head coach. This man bet on himself. Say, fuck that. Send me down to the fucking, the damn near FBS school. Send me over to Boca Raton, where ain't but 30 people coming into the motherfucking stands. The team ain't won in God knows how long. Where the last coach they had over there was on, well, it was Patrick. Before that guy, the guy was snorting cocaine with the fucking kids and shit. And the shit was in shambles. They were practicing next to an airport where all you do is smell jet fumes on the practice field. That's where Lane went at. He bet on Lane Kiffin. No facilities. Your weight room at your housing complex and your condo was better than the weight room at FAU. He bet on himself. He went there and did what? Win conference championships. Bet on himself. Then he got the job. After winning over there, he resurrected himself. All your shit y'all talk about me, Lane Kiffin, I'm finna show you I'm going to go over to the worst of the worst. I'm going to take me a team that ain't doing shit, and I'm going to go win. And he won a championship. And he won consistently. And to build himself up to be mentioned to go where? To a Power 5 school. The best Power 5 school that was available at the time was Ole Miss. Lane wanted to go to Miami. When they fired Mark Richt, Lane asked me to ask the powers that be at the University of Miami, athletic director, and any other big-time booster, and I told him, the man said he'll walk to fucking, and literally, that's what he told me. He said he'll walk to Miami if they give him the job, if they gave him the opportunity. This was before Manny Diaz. And I said it. And I told the fucking athletic director. And the athletic director said, well, some of our boosters might leave. Some of our boosters might leave. I said, so I went and told Lane. He said some of their boosters might leave because they might want somebody different. And Lane had a booster with him. I ain't going to call the guy name. From Boca. He said, fuck that. Whatever they was putting into the program, I'll double. So it ain't about boosters leaving and putting money back into the program and the resources back into the program. This guy said, Luke, let him know that. I let the AD know that. I'm telling you a true story. I let the AD know that. And I said, matter of fact, don't take my word. Here's his number. Here's his name. You can go verify his income. Call up the booster. Say, he'll tell you. Lane is this guy. And we all three of us right now today, we still communicate right now on a regular basis. Am I going to tell y'all what the fuck we talk about? No, I'm not going to do that. Because certain things are private. That man wanted to work. They didn't go get Manny Diaz. The fuck? He had already left, went to Temple. It's like, oh, well, we got a shot. These fuckers went and bought him out the contract at Temple. They paid Temple. The man was there for like 2 weeks. See how this dumb shit go? And next thing you know, they had another opportunity. Manny Diaz fucked it up, losing the FIU and all kind of shit like that. Another opportunity. Lane Kiffin again. Yeah, Mario Cristobal. That was my top 2 picks. Mario Lane. I'm more Lane Lane. Lee Mario, you got you a good job over at Oregon. Stay over there. Stay your ass over there. Why you want to leave Oregon? They got everything, 1,000 uniforms, facilities where you sit on the toilet and the toilet wipe your ass, gold plumbing and all kind of shit. Say, what the fuck you coming over back? I want to come back home. And we know Julio Raimundo's down there. They would love to have one of their own. So that's what happened. That's how Lane lost out to Mario. Then Lane goes over to what? Ole Miss. And I'm not going to talk about who's doing what and how they doing it and who's winning and who ain't winning. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to leave that part alone because I want both of them to win. But at the end of the day, both of my guys that I recommended, they're doing very good. One is doing better than the other one. So what happens? Now Lane is the hottest motherfucker in America. But everybody want to get in their feelings and say, why are you talking right now? Why? But he's not talking to nobody. He's under contract. Come on, people. He's under contract. He's not talking to nobody. And let me just do this here. Let me let y'all hear from Lane how he thinks about today's football in this world.
Make up a good job for a college head coach. What's the top of your priority list?
I wasn't ready for that one. I think that's evolved and changed, and there's different things in it. I've said to you guys a couple years ago, I think, and this was before Cap, but I said, I think that it's going to move to, people used to say, okay, you know, when people wanted to hire you or something and interview and what questions do you have, what are your concerns? Okay, people used to say, you know, facilities, how many practice fields, you know, those things. And I said, I don't think, you know, I think that's changed. It's going to change. And it's going to be, how much NIL do you have? You know, when it was all collective, you know, how is your collective? How's it run? How much do you have? Because that's before this, that was the salary cap, meaning that's how much money you're going to have. And I know some people sometimes think, well, okay, that's not a big deal, but just look at professional sports when it's not the same, like baseball and the payrolls, and over time, who wins and who doesn't win. And somebody may have outlier years once in a while, but, and so now that's a little equaled out, but there's still, how much are you giving to Rev, you know, to your football program, and then how much do you have collective wise? You know, I think it's a big question, but you know, people will talk about it's narrowed, like I heard Coach Saban say, and some stuff has narrowed, and as I've referred to, because you can't stockpile, you know, at those, whatever blue bloods you want to call it or refer to it. But there's still things there that you're still going to struggle to beat those guys, because kids are still recruited and they see size of stadiums and tradition and Heisman's and national championships. And I think when that question probably early was that, what is your assistant coach's pool? Now is, what is your player pool?
And so you got an ideal right there. You got an idea right there of Lane Kiffin, how he thinks. Right there. You got an idea of how he thinks. Which was a great question by the reporter. It's about how much money you have in your NIL. How much money you got? Big bank takes little bank. How much money do you have in your NIL? Determines whether or not you can compete with these players, with these programs. How big it ain't, like he said, it's not about facilities anymore. It's about how much money you got in your NIL. Because everybody playing at a different level. It's not like NFL. It's not like Major League Baseball where you got a cap. NFL, they got a salary cap. You can only spend this amount of money. So then now it determines, it really falls into who can pick the best players, who has the best program. That becomes real hardcore evaluation. And college football is who got the biggest bank. But then again, the biggest bank don't always end up with the biggest wins. Miami has had the biggest bank for the last 3 years. Damn near got investigated the first year of NIL, $20, $30 million. buying up everything and everybody. It hadn't resulted into wins right now this year. Top 5 programs. Top 10, top 5 programs. Miami's in top 10 programs. Alabama's not there in spending. Georgia's not in the top 10 in spending because those schools have coaches, players who want to come play for them, and the tradition. Everybody else got to spend a bunch of money. They got great coaches at these different places. So at the end of the day, people are here. They want to win. They want to win, by all means necessary. So when you go back into the initial part of this conversation here, why is people trying to poach Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss? Ole Miss just ain't in the same ballpark. It makes sense for him to go to Florida, yes, because Florida has talent. And it ain't all about money. It's all about where the talent is. The talent is in the state of Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, and California kind of fell off. That's where most of your national championships come from. Florida, Georgia, Alabama. Florida ain't been holding up his end of the bargain. So are these things, LSU, yes, great talent in Louisiana. Just been missing the coach. Ohio State, big bank, spending big money at the top of the line, but they're spending the money on the right players. And they're spending the money on the right coaches. When you look at Georgia and you look at Ohio State, they have top of the line assistants. They have former head coaches as assistants, along with their big money spending players. There are teams who are spending a lot of money, but they got hot garbage coaches. It's almost like you open up a Mercedes-Benz repair shop, but you got Toyota mechanics. You know how that shit gonna end. So it's what Jimmy Johnson and Howard Schnellenberger created the blueprint, which Nick Saban kept the blueprint moving. I am going to hire the best coaches on the staff. If your staff is shit, 9 times out of 10, you can spend all the money in the world. That's why Lane is winning, because Lane has a great staff. And Lane is a hell of a head coach. He's a coordinator. He's the offensive coordinator, and he's the goddamn head coach. His defense always be on some other shit. That's what he got to fix. But going into the state of Florida, or if he goes to LSU, he'll have big-time players coming there on the automatic. Added to what the NIL dudes, almost like the free agent guys that they'll bring in, and he'll win. So that's why people think he's so hot, because he knows talent. He's like Bush Davis when it comes to knowing talent. Certain guys know talent, and certain guys don't. Certain guys need to spend a bunch of money. Certain guys know talent. Certain guys are going to spend money in the right places, like on their coaching staff. Buddy over there at motherfucker Ohio State, until they start talking about firing his ass, then he got it. Let me put this playbook down. Let me let another motherfucker call this shit. Let me go hire the baddest motherfucker here. And that's what you got, people, unfortunately. Speaking of hiring people, y'all heard what Donald Trump said. This motherfucker crazy. Trump crazy. When I tell you Trump crazy, Trump called the reporter Piggy. The man called the girl Piggy. Y'all ain't gotta play this motherfucker off the chain. This motherfucker off the chain. Or if Barack Obama called a reporter Piggy, do you know Barack Obama ass would be, they would listen to this shit.
Why are you saying this in
quiet began. Okay?
Mr. President, what did Jeffrey Epstein mean in his emails when he said you knew about the girls?
I know nothing about that. They would have announced that a long time ago. It's really, what did he mean when he spent all the time with Bill Clinton, with the president of Harvard, you know, that is Summers, Larry Summers, whatever his name is, and all of the other people that he spent time with. Jeffrey Epstein and I had a
Trump, there's two things came out of that. The man said, quiet, piggy. Get the fuck, hey, hold on. It had to be a white girl. Shouts out to all my white girlfriends. Y'all cool. But I don't think his sister would have took that like that. She would have lost her level of professionalism. If he called a black woman piggy, quiet piggy, y'all, hold on, man. You gotta see this shit again.
Venezuela, sir. Why not acting as
quiet began.
Damn it, I just hit my motherfucking head. Oh, God. This man Trump about to get me kill myself up here. This man is off the chain. I can't make this shit up. If that had been a black woman, boy, she would have lost it. They'd have had to put this bitch on a parachute and put her out the fucking plane. They'd have had to put her on a parachute. They was like, fuck that shit. You, man, a black woman would have hopped the fuck up. You called me what, motherfucker? She'd have been so fired. The white girl just let this man call her piggy and kept trying to ask him a goddamn question. Quiet, piggy. So you know she has to be like fat. I done hit my motherfucking head. Y'all about to give me a goddamn Trump about to give me a motherfucking concussion right here. A president of the United States calling a reporter a pig. Donald Trump. This motherfucker is crazy. But meanwhile, going by that, past that, to, I'm not talking about no Epstein files, because people who talk about Epstein files, they end up missing. I'm not going to get ready to, I don't need to be on every tackle, you know, as the old wise men say. You know, they say, hey, Luke, you ain't got to be on every tackle. I'm leaving the Epstein. That part of the thing, I ain't talking about no Epstein, nothing. I do hear that, you know, Congress passed the bill to release all these files. I ain't never know a man that had this many files in my life. God damn. A lot of files with a lot of names and emails and all that. And people who talk about this Epstein shit, hey, I'm leaving that alone. I'm not bothered with that part of it. That ain't my. Until I run for Congress and go to Congress, then I'll have to discuss the Epstein files. But right now, I'm not bothered with that. But the piggy the piggy comment was bananas. That I'm just trying to figure out what president, if y'all know in the chat, what president insulted a reporter in that type of manner, calling him a pig, calling him something. This man is off the chain. The other day, he just told one person, I'm gonna have the FCC, I'm gonna have the FCC take the ABC license away. This dude off the chain. But that's our president. He's president for all of us. Unfortunately, y'all sit y'all ass home and y'all didn't vote for Kamala Harris, and she told y'all what y'all was gonna get in the president. But meanwhile, we're trying to go to the playoffs. You know, Paul Feinberg, he's a SEC reporter. He rarely says anything good about Miami. Now, here's the thing. How do Miami get in the playoff? Why does the argument has been Miami beat Notre Dame, they got the same record. And how does Notre Dame get ranked ahead of Miami, and how do they get to go to the playoff if Miami some kind of way don't get into the ACC championship game and is able to win the ACC championship? How does the committee take it that Miami don't get in? The other part of that is Miami is the highest ranked ACC team. They could end up the year ranked higher than any other team, ranked higher than any other team, and not make it to the playoff. That wouldn't be fair, would it? They're ranked higher than any other team in the ACC, and they're not going to be able to make it to the playoff. That's hard fucking cool. So let's think about it. This just you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. The college playoff system came out today. Right now, they would have Georgia, Ohio State, number 1, Georgia, number 4, Texas A&M, number 3, Indiana, number 2. Those teams would receive a bye. Then they have first round. If it had to be played today, it would be Tulane versus Texas Tech. Notre Dame at 9 versus Oklahoma. But hold on. Here we go. 11 and 6. If they played today, it would be Miami and Ole Miss. Oh my God, wouldn't that be something else? That would be epic. Because I know both of them don't like each other. Alabama versus Oregon. If the game's played today, if it was played today, watch I start some shit on Twitter. I'm going to say, Lane, you like this? And he's definitely going to respond with some smart shit. This. He's definitely going to. So, that's the big dilemma. When it all falls out, the experts all said, oh, Miami's not going to make it because they're not going to play in the ACC championship. A lot of things that got to happen before they could be able to make it. And so, therefore, they're not going to make it. But then the argument is going to be, if they went out and go 10-2, the argument is going to be, well, they beat Notre Dame at the beginning of the year. And then it becomes now, for scheduling purposes, why in the fuck are you going to schedule these teams like a Notre Dame at the beginning of the year and beat them when they're highly ranked and it doesn't mean anything at the end of the year? Shouldn't it be about strength of schedule, wins and losses, margin of victory? That's the max prep rate way. That's the simple way. But then when you put the people involved, so what the fucking poll really is all about? Coach Fred, what is the poll really all about? What's the preseason poll? You know, that's stupid as fuck because they had Texas and everybody and all these preseason picks. You had Clemson quarterback winning the Heisman. You had Arch Manning winning the Heisman. You had all this bullshit. None of that shit came into fruition. None of it. All these experts came up with all these narratives. They had it all figured out. But going back to this conversation right here, why in the fuck would you schedule a game like at Notre Dame if it's not going to count? Committee? Tell me, committee. Oh, well, that was a different Notre Dame team at the beginning of the year. Well, nobody got no free agents. The portal wasn't open. It makes no sense. But here's what the committee tells you. Here's what the committee tells you. They don't start their picks until what week in the season? 2 weeks ago? So they basically tell you all that other polls, the AP polls and the coaches poll, that's all bullshit, which it is. It's all controlled by ESPN because what ESPN does is this. ESPN take those polls and hype them up so that you can be seeing the number 5 team that they made number 5 versus the number 12 team. It's compelling. The fans are getting excited. They're coming to the game. Our team is ranked number 12. Your team is not ranked number 12. They just made your team ranked number 12 so the studio audience, the fan base, and everybody can get excited, and we're going to see number 5 versus number 12. Throughout the year until college, the college football committee takes over. They tell you, we take over this period of time in the season. And we do our rankings based on this period of time in the season. So what happens? You're sitting there looking stupid in the face, thinking that you're really getting jacked up. They're really telling you. They're telling you, hey, look, your team is going to be in it. No, they ain't telling you no lie. They're not a fraud. The fraud list is the college, is the coaches list, and the AP list. Those reporters, thousands of reporters that's voting, they stick it in the computer and they give you that list based on what they see. You think for 1 minute a college coach can put a list together of the top 25 teams? How the fuck can he do that? Realistically, a college coach is on the plane coming back home. He got an injury report that he has to deal with. He has a scouting report of the next team he has to deal with. He has to evaluate his team. He has to evaluate the opponent's the team that he's getting ready to play against. He has 1,000 meetings with the AD, with the boosters, fundraisers. He got to meet with his coaching staff. He got to go through the game and he got to report the grades of each player on the team. He has to look at the things that they did right and the things that they did wrong. When the fuck does he have time to look at the other teams? When has time to look at 25 teams and then make a determination as this is the top 25 list that he came up with? What fucking college coach can do that? I can't do that. And I'm a high school coach because I'm too busy buried in the fucking film and dealing with everything else that the principal and the athletic director and everybody else has to deal with. And on top of it, deal with the team, the issues of the team, and then get prepared for the next game. It's all bullshit. There's no such thing as a coach's poll. They just make that shit up to make these matchups interesting. That's what they do. They make the matchups interesting so y'all can get jacked up with all the casino gambling and all that shit. Oh, the number 5 team is definitely going to beat the number 17 team. But the number 17 team is really better than the number 5 team. Look at Indiana, where the fuck they came from on the schedule. Indiana gonna play in that championship game, and they're gonna get the brakes beat off of them. That's how it works, people. Yes, Coach Fred, it's straight high stake window dressing. So all those polls, those preseason polls, bullshit. All those polls that you see as the year go on up until the college football poll, this is the real poll. This is the real poll. And they're just giving you a snapshot of it so you all can be having a conversation about it. I mean, look, here's one of the guys who gas you up. Listen what he got to say.
Last one, Miami is still the ACC's best team, but might not make the playoff. Paul in or Paul out?
Now, that was a good question. I am in on that. They are the best team, but remember about 8 or 9 weeks ago, they lost those 2 games in a fairly short period of time by just a handful of points to Louisville and SMU. One of those games was in overtime, and they just picked the wrong time to do it. It somewhat overshadows that big win at the beginning of the year on week 1 against Notre Dame. The committee tends to forget things that happen in August, but I still think Miami is the best team in the country, but I don't think I can get them in the playoff with this argument.
See what I'm saying? Right now, today, Miami is in the playoff. If they had to play the playoff right now, but because we lost to SMU, knocked us out because we lost to Louisville, who getting their ass handed to them every week. that win don't look good. Then it becomes the argument of the committee. Well, y'all looked at a certain way at the beginning of the year because Notre Dame had a young player and a young quarterback. Now that young quarterback is grown into his position and they cooking with hot grease right now. You haven't been consistent. That's what the fucking the guy said last week. You need to be consistent on offense. So we opened up the offense. We put up 500 yards. You're trying to build your resume right now, but you have to win the games you're supposed to win. You have to beat Syracuse last year. You're in. You have to beat SMU this year. You're in. You have to beat sorry-ass Louisville. You're in. We lose to these sorry-ass teams. Put us in this predicament where we got to hold our fucking nuts to try to get into the playoff where we shouldn't be doing this. That's where we're at, people. That's where Miami's at. Unfortunately, I'm a Miami fan and y'all know that, so I have to talk about that. I have to talk about it. I definitely have to talk about Miami because I love Miami so much. It's amazing. But people, that's how marketing works. That's how marketing works. College football is a big marketing machine. NFL, big marketing machine. These people, think about it, in the NFL. Let's move right on over there. Shedeur Sanders gets the opportunity to go into the game. He looks good at the beginning. Then Shedeur doesn't look good as the game goes on. The Baltimore Ravens does what you're supposed to do. They're supposed to blitz the shit out of a rookie quarterback. They're supposed to blitz the shit out of a rookie quarterback. And that's what they did. They did with, hold on. What do you mean? So you're saying Miami wasn't good? Is that what you read from my whole conversation? No, Miami was good. We beat Notre Dame. We beat a lot of other teams. We lost to the teams that we shouldn't have lost to. We've only lost 2 games at this point. That means we're good enough to be in the playoffs. Notre Dame lost 2 games also. One of the games was with us. Does that make Notre Dame bad? No. We were good enough. We just did a fucked up job of coaching. We got talent. We did a fucked up job of coaching. Basically, coaching malpractice. That's where we fucked up at. So the team is good enough. The coaching, that's what happened there. Follow the conversation like Glow say. Follow the conversation. Trying to help you along the way. Just stay with me. Stay with me. Just like Bobby said, it's not over yet. It's a long way to go. It's 2 parts of the season. I'm trying to tell you all, it's all entertainment, people. Everything is entertainment. Shedeur Sanders, we're talking about Cleveland Browns every fucking week. Everything, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you name it, Twitch, every platform, X, every platform in the world. We're talking about fucking Shedeur Sanders getting in the game. Shedeur Sanders got in the game. Everybody ran to the TV. I'm out there cutting the grass. Run to the TV because my Cowboys played yesterday. Monday Night Football. We won. We beat the Raiders, just so y'all know. But everybody ran to the TV. Oh, shit. Shedeur is in. And then run to the TV. Bam. He looks good. Couple plays. Boom, boom, boom. Then what does Baltimore do? Like I said before, what a great defensive coordinator is supposed to do. You're going to blitz him. We're going to send the whole kitchen sink. We are not letting him sit back there and get comfortable and throw the ball. So they blitz him. And that's what they did. So he didn't look good when the blitz came. He threw an interception. He didn't make no bad choices. He could have redeemed himself if the guy caught the ball at the end of the game. He threw a fucking dart down there. But at the end of the day, people want to jump on Shedeur and say, oh, he's a 5th round pick. He ain't that. If you know football, you would have saw, number one, you know that when you listen to the press conference, and if you've been following this whole shit show in Cleveland, you've known that he has not gotten any first team reps. If you listen to his press conference, he told you he never even got a snap from the fucking center. In his press conference, he gave you nuggets, but they just totally disregarded that because everybody want to paint their own picture of this guy ain't it. It's all bullshit. If you looked at him not standing upright and taking these sacks, that's because people miss blocks. The little running back, no disrespect to him, he got his ass handed to him. If anything, people should be talking about the little running back. Every time they blitzed him, he let the man go, and he's right in and should do a chest. You only blitzing a certain amount of people. You got a certain amount of people you're blitzing, and you have a certain amount of people to block. That's football. So if somebody get back there and tackle him or force him to throw the ball faster than he needs to throw it, that means somebody up front fucked up. But the people up front is not getting blamed. The guy in the back is getting blamed because he got sacked. And he had 1 second to throw the ball when technically you're supposed to have 2.5 seconds to throw the ball. Now go back to the no reps. When you get reps, you get to learn your receivers. He said in the press conference, hey, look, I like certain things. I look at certain things in my receivers, when they break and certain things like that. I know the one guy who I completed the ball to, I know him because he's on the fucking taxi squad with me. So I already know what he like, and that's how I was able to get the ball to him when I need to get the ball. But the other guys, I don't know them like that because I have not gotten any first team reps. I have not, and nobody ain't staying over to play with me because that would be shade against the head coach. If the receiving core was to stay at the practice and work with Shador, number one, it'd probably be a fine because the NFL only allows you to practice a certain amount of time. So I'm pretty sure Stefanski makes sure he runs out all the time so he can't do none of that shit after practice. Mind you, remember in the preseason, it was so bad that the coach wasn't giving him first team snaps in the preseason. He was throwing the ball to the trainers and the janitors and the ball boys. Remember that? This Shador. He's the guy that Stefanski hates, don't want on the team, not even giving him no opportunity. Now, fast forward to this game here, Dylan Gabriel get hurt, and now he throw this boy in the game against the goddamn number one defense, not number one, one of the top defenses in the NFL. He threw him to the wolves. Now, mind you, I'm a high school coach. Let me remind you that. So in high school coaches, we have to get certified. And in our certification, they teaches us in a class, college-style classroom, our biggest subject in certification is concussion. Knowing when there's a concussion and when there's not a concussion. Because a lot of kids don't want you to know that they're concussed because they know they're going to sit out at least 1 or 2 weeks. And they definitely got to come out of the game. So, when you're concussed, the first thing you look at, the first sign of a concussed person, he get hit in the head, boom, hard. Then now you got to look at his reaction. If you take a knee, try to work the cobwebs out, then that's concussed. That's a level of concussion. Or if you get up and he go to walk in a little wobbly like he drunk, you know how y'all, when y'all drink in the club, you guys, all right, left, right, left. When y'all get up and you're staggering a little bit, but you're working it out. Go back. Don't take my word. Go back and look at it. Dylan Gabriel, get up. Tell me, do you see any of those signs? I ain't see none of them signs. I did not see none of those signs. He got up, ran back to the sideline, and he was done. All of a sudden, he's concussed. Could it have happened? Yeah. Could he have went on the bench and over there and asked somebody, well, what the fuck day it is? Like, I have kids that get concussed in a game. They get hit in the head real fast. The first thing I got to do Because the trainer, unless they lay out that, then the trainer gonna come and he gonna ask them some questions. I asked him what day it is. I had one kid tell me it was a Friday. He was like, "Man, coach, why you asking me that?" As soon as they say, "Coach, why you asking that?" That means your ass is cooking. What day it is, boss? Man, you know it's Sunday. Who we playing against? We playing against some team he didn't mean. No. Hey, trainer, come get this motherfucker here. Not the motherfucker. Come get this guy here. He's done. Take his helmet. I didn't see that. So if Dylan Gabriel, I say all that to say this, if he's miraculously healed to be able to play against the sorry-ass Raiders, then there's more to the drama of the conspiracy called Cleveland Browns. And somebody posted this. This was real interesting, which I already know. I hate to say this, but it was already posted. It's public knowledge right now. They were like, it's real interesting. Dylan Gabriel has the same agent as Kevin Stefanski. The same agent, which is the most powerful agent in all of football. They have the same agent. I said this weeks ago. Part of the biggest problem with Shador was he wasn't represented by one of the two top agents who represent all of the quarterbacks. And so they blocked him out. They blocked him out from that standpoint. This is just my theory. Because the two agents who represent majority of all of your quarterbacks represent all of your head coaches and the top head coaches in college. And most of them represent the general manager and president also. What's the old saying? Follow the money. So would it be Kevin could lose his job right now tomorrow? They could fire Kevin Stefanski, and that's the Cleveland Browns know that. He's going to get a job tomorrow because his agent is the top agent in the business. So they sitting up there with the big cojones like, fuck that shit, man. Play our boy. They could talk all the bullshit they want to talk. He goes to the press conference and let his motherfucking nuts hang. What? You said what? No, we're getting Dylan ready. Why are you getting Dylan ready? Why are you getting Shador ready? We're getting Dylan ready to play. Dylan is our quarterback. Shador this here. Hey, look here. I'm only talking about Dylan. What the fuck are y'all talking about? I already got my marching orders. These motherfuckers in the back right here. This Stefanski. These motherfuckers can fire me. They can fire me right now. My agent is the big dog in college and the pros. He will find me a job. I will have another job. Plus, y'all gonna pay me because y'all just gave me an extension a year ago. So pay me my motherfucking money. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. Fuck this nigga GM. So that's how that's going. That's why he's sitting up there like, huh? My agent is the GOAT. By the way, he's Dylan agent. Shador don't have a GOAT as an agent. He has a GOAT daddy who is his agent as a player. I love him to death. That's my brother. But now if it was that other agent, now you got a power thing going on here. Or if that agent who represents Dylan was representing Shador, then now it'd be like, that agent would be like, hey, you got it. May the best man win. It ain't no may the best man win right now. You got to follow the money. Is it in the best interest for Stefanski to play Shador when it comes to the finances of it all over Dylan? You do that, they fire your ass. Your agent might say, nah, fuck that shit, man. I can't help you. I'm gonna leave your ass out there. So Stefanski is in the catch-22. He's like, fuck y'all Cleveland Browns. Y'all fire me tomorrow, you're gonna pay me, plus my agent's gonna find me another job. You're gonna dust my ass off. I might go talk on TV for a year, and then y'all forget about all this doing shit. And you're gonna recycle my ass like they recycle everybody else. Unfortunately, that's how the game goes. Ladies and gentlemen, I had fun. Hope y'all guys had fun on here as well. It was a beautiful time. I enjoyed talking to you all. It's going to be a great week. I got a big football game. We play against one of the top teams in the nation. Shit, about 10 times state champion. Ugh, it's a big game. If y'all in the area, y'all come on out, see the game. I'll be back once again on Friday. I won't be back. I'm gonna do the show again on Thursday. I'm missing days because Friday I'll be busy at my game. I got a entanglement I got to deal with this team that we're playing. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I had fun. Hopefully you guys had fun. We'll replay this show here tomorrow morning. It'll replay. And then at the end of the day, we'll shoot another one. But I had a great time. Thursday, we're going to have a guest. I'm bringing a couple guests on. I want to talk to somebody. I want y'all to hear some people's perspectives on some different things that we talk about on a regular basis. I want to just remind y'all, hey, reach one, teach one. Love somebody. Always bring somebody up. Give somebody some insight. Help somebody out. That's what it's all about. If you help others, good things will come to you, but don't do it for good things to come to you. Just do it for the mere fact that we need to be able to pull somebody else up. If we can do that as a people, we'll be great as a group. Whether you're white, black, green, purple, whatever it may be. And look here, if you're doing good, help somebody else. Even if you give some kid some knowledge, just plant a seed. Just plant a seed. You ain't got to preach to nobody. Just plant a seed. Like I go to my youth program, Liberty City Optimist. When I go talk to the people, the little girls are sitting there having a conversation. What I do is I say, "Hi, ladies, how are you doing today?" That's a seed to remind them that they are ladies. They are ladies, and they need to be referred to as ladies. Hey, young man, how you doing, young fellas? Young fellas, they need to be referred to as that. They need to know their worth. And it's not a problem telling somebody you love them and you're happy for them. That is not a problem. That's a great thing. So there's nothing wrong with doing that. You do that and you just don't know how much that affects people and how happy that makes them. So, ladies and gentlemen, oh yeah, I do have some good news. Congresswoman Frederica Wilson is honoring me at her breakfast, 33-year breakfast. I'm being honored. I'm going to be I'll tell y'all more about it. But that's a great thing. Thank you, Congresswoman Frederica Wilson, for the invite. It's an honor. I really appreciate it. I'll be there to the breakfast, bring my son. Hopefully by the time I go to the breakfast, I have a date. I have a couple candidates, lady friends. I ain't gonna tell y'all who they are. Nice, beautiful ladies. Unfortunately, I gotta do like the NFL. I gotta cut. Let me leave y'all alone. Let me let y'all see my show the other day.
Welcome to Club Quarantine. This is my man D Nice. This is the motherfucking one.
I'm gonna stop y'all. Hold on, man.
Saved all our fucking lives in the goddamn pandemic. Y'all give it up for D Nice.
come shoot that. Booty poke out like a book bag. Booty poke out like a book bag. Pull over ass too fast. Carisha gonna bring that Uncle Lou back.